Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Rockman X3 Part 9. We're going against Sigma finally, where you can see the tubes in the background, where these embryo tubes, where they're growing more clones of Sigma, so they can release an army of Sigmas out on the world. Maybe those are bodies that Sigma's going to use in future games. There's still a lot more games left in this series. There's like 8 games in this series. This is only the 3rd one. There's a lot more bodies that Sigma needs so he could continue in all those subsequent games. And this is a bit reminiscent of the first game. I have to climb up that wall. Only this time it's a bit more intricate, thanks to the fact we now have the upwards air dash. Sigma's gonna just talk about more crap, saying that he's better now, and now he has Captain America's shield, which supposedly makes him the best Sigma to date. But does that really compare to the fact in the first game he was a Jedi, and the second game he was Wolverine, and now he's just Captain America now? I don't think that's as powerful or any more powerful than what he's been before. And using this blade cutter, we can just cut down his health using the saw blade cutter, or the rolling cutter, whatever the hell it's called. And we could pretty much rip out a good chunk of his health. So we already cut out like half of his health already. It's really hard to use the Z-Saber on this part of the fight because he constantly shoots at you, which again makes you lose your charge on the Z-Saber. And he also, his shield is magical. Shield blocks almost everything. Everything but that blade cutter I just used on him, which destroyed his first form. This boss only has 2 forms. Technically 3 if you count the last thing as a form, but now he's going to appear in what he thinks is his greatest thing yet. And if he didn't have the Z-Saber, if he didn't have the gold armor Reaver, this probably would be one of the hardest bosses in the series. But we have the gold armor, and we have the Z-Saber, so this guy's going to be a wuss. Sigma always was a wuss. Why do you think he keeps building all these intricate armored parts? He's obviously compensating for something. He doesn't want us to know his real secret or his real truth, that he's actually a pathetic wuss. He's gonna use your X-Buster. That's the only weakness I know that he has. His X-Buster. That little head he has, that is his only weak spot. The only place where he could actually hit him and that would actually do damage. Which is why this boss would normally be very hard. You can only really use partially charged X-Buster shots him to get through there, to penetrate his skull, but we have something better. The Z-Saber just takes out more than half of his health with one swift, slick little slash right there. And even some of our other fully charged shots also do damage. It wasn't even, look, we just got killed in like 2 little hits. That was like the shortest final bosses ever. He's just blowing up now, his body is blowing, his body's getting destroyed. He's just gonna be saying more like, it's not over yet. I'm still a virus. I can take over you the same way I took over Dr. Doppler. And I'm gonna be sending my virus self, my Mode 7 virus-looking self, the primitive vector 3D, looks like a 3D vector graphics or something like that. And he's gonna use it on us. It's gonna start to flood the place with lava, leaving us having to climb up here and use our air dash, or upwards air dash. Yeah, X would be dead right now if he didn't have the upwards air dash. It's like Dr. Light knew it would be something X would be needing in this game, and he never got that ability in any of the subsequent games after this. It's something that pretty much exclusively exists in this game, at least as far as I'm concerned it is. He's gonna get us in, he's gonna make us run away and get into a corner. It's like, dang, we're at a corner now, and Zero's not with us because he got injured, and Sigma's with us now, since Sigma's probably gonna take over our body right now. That's probably his way of laughing. Oh, you're screwed, X. You're gonna get destroyed by me, and I'll take over your body, and then we'll become the ultimate robot thing. But then, Dr. Doppler comes out, and he jumps on Sigma. He's gonna let Sigma take over his body. I think Dr. Doppler is trying to do this as a way to make amends for all the evil stuff he did in this game under Sigma's rule, under Sigma's ownership of his body, and now he's gonna make up for it by making the Sigma virus take control of him. And he's going to sacrifice his body, so he'll pretty much destroy the Sigma virus. But of course, he also doesn't know that Sigma is pretty much, his virus is conscious, whatever you call it, is pretty much immortal, which is how he keeps returning in every single game, despite the fact he's been killed so many times over. The fact he's been killed so many times over. And Dr. Doppler just, I don't know, maybe Dr. Doppler just wants to get destroyed so he can't get taken over again by Sigma and have him start a whole, have him start some whole robot revolution thing to rule the world or where it is. So now his base of operations has been destroyed pretty much. This changes the sprite there to make it show, look, it's damaged, it's cracked up, it's broken up, it's destroyed. And it's going to go to that classic scene that most of these games ends over. X just stands on the edge of a cliff watching the enemy's base of operations get destroyed. He did it in the first game. He's doing it in this game now too. I'm trying to remember. I don't think there were any other games after this one where he did that, but it's such a cliche scene. Just going to go into more text where X questions himself saying, "Oh, was it really worth it for me to go and destroy Sigma? How much more killing do I have to do before peace is ever going to be restored? This peace will never truly be restored. Dr. Light's vision of a world where robots and humans live together in peace is pretty much impossible, and X is just gonna have to keep doing mindless destroying of stuff just to get that impossible vision that Dr. Light once had." And Sigma's still somewhat interested in Zero, and there's only one way peace could ever truly be restored to the world: if X destroys Zero. Yeah, setting up something that's gonna happen in a future game, where Zero's supposedly going to go bad and X is going to have to destroy him. Yeah, X fighting against Zero sounds like a battle of the ages, like one of the most epic things that could ever happen in any game series ever, where it's like so many games led up to this one moment that's being hinted at there. Now it's going to go into an FMV. This is the PS1 version of the game, so it's going to go into some FMVs that are exclusive to this version of the game. It's going to play that same song, I think, that it played during the opening credits of this game. That Japanese song. I have no idea what the song is called, who the singer is either, or if the song was even made specifically for this game. I know, it sounds pretty good. Maybe it is a real song. I don't know. Hope this video doesn't get copyrighted for that. It's showing, like, I'm pretty sure it's a flashback. That's how Zero looked like in the first game before he got killed and got his armor body upgrade. Just showing scenes from the first two Mega Man X games. I think they showed this stuff in the opening credits of the game. So just showing the opening credits of the game, which pretty much is just a series of flashbacks. And they're showing flashbacks again in black and white. Flashbacks within flashbacks. It's pretty much what this ending is. It's just showing us what all the enemies in the game were. It's not even showing us who played each enemy or who designed each character. Or maybe it is showing you. Oh yeah, I think it is showing you designed each character, but it's mostly just going over what all the characters are and what their stats are, and because I know a lot of the other games this series do that where it shows their stat screens. And I guess they're still using code names at this point. Brown Bear, that's the name of someone that worked on this game. Brown Bear. If use code names, like remember Fishman from Mega Man 2, or Yuki-chan as Papa from the original Mega Man. Yeah, they don't like to be known by their real names. So in case the game is really bad, they won't get, people won't not be able to hunt them down or track them down. I know, it's putting your name in the end credits is something, a way to get tracked down, so people can find you, and and especially if it was something that you hated. Like, I remember there was this one teacher I had that worked on Batman and Robin, and his name wasn't in the end credits, but after he found out how bad the movie was, he's actually glad his name wasn't in the end credits. Sometimes not getting credited for something is actually more beneficial than being credited. A lot of people work on things that never get credited. I bet most of the people a lot of people worked on this game probably didn't get credit. Unless this game really was made by such a small team of developers. And again, back in these days, game development teams weren't as large, because not as much went into making games back in these days. Is that better? I don't know. I think Max already lost his gold armor. He already sold the gold from it, so we could probably get money so we could fund this overly expensive ending credit scene that we're watching now to pay for the singer to sing this ending credits music. I'll go through the stats for each Maverick in this game, and Zero seems to have healed from his injuries and he's back with us again. If this were the SNES version, Zero wouldn't be with us right now. He doesn't appear in the ending if you get him injured, but I think it's probably because this is an FMV. It's hard-coded into the game, so regardless of what you do in the game, it's always going to show this ending. I bet if I didn't get any of the upgrades in the game and just fought Sigma and killed him without any upgrades, I bet it'd still show this exact same ending right now, so it doesn't matter what upgrades you get. The ending's pretty much the same, and this version are mostly exactly the same. It doesn't really do much. I guess that's a good thing. I think different endings or different, timelines. I think a lot of people didn't seem to like that as much. Because the next game in the series completely ditches those ideas completely. Vava Mark II. I guess that's Vile's name in Japan. Vava. That sounds like a stupid name. Vava. Even for Japanese. I mean, I know Japanese names are often, for characters are often different, but it still doesn't really sound like something a villain, like a Boba Fett clone of Boba Fett wannabe would have. It's showing a scene of Sigma from, I'm pretty sure it's from Mega Man X2 at the bottom, where he had the Wolverine Sigma with the Wolverine claws. Yeah, Sigma virus. was a Sigma virus, and it's unknown. He's just a virus. He doesn't have a physical form or physical appearance, and yet he's worth more than any other form he has before, because he's a virus. He doesn't have a physical form. And X and Zero have their own stats. And you, as Mega Man X, or Rockman X, because this is the Japanese version, I'm just going to show the city at the sun. I guess that's at the sunset, the classic, iconic sunset ending, where the sun is setting and X and Zero are sitting on the cliff watching out to the distance as the game ends. And then it's going to fade away into sepia tone, like some sepia tone sketch drawing that's probably one the developers made of X and Zero. I can imagine that could be in a museum somewhere. It almost looks like something out of a manga. If there ever was a manga museum somewhere, that's probably in it. Yeah, I love going to museums, especially if they have manga and stuff like that too. I'd love to go to a museum like that. I don't know if those exist, but it's a good chance they probably do. And that's just going to show this screen that's not possible to get out of. It's going to play a cool remix of the ending, of what it would have played during the ending credits if this were the SNES version. So it's still in this game, but now it just plays during the Capcom screen. And it's frozen at this screen now, so if you press any buttons or keys or anything, it's not going to do anything. There's no way to get out of this without resetting the game. And of course, when you exit Duck Station after this, you're not going to want to press something. When you exit, you're not going to want to say save state or save state so you can resume the game for this exact spot, because there's nothing more you could do with this game. The game's essentially dead at this point, unless you reset the game. That's the only way you can really get out of this. This music is pretty good too. This ending, presented by Capcom. Q Sound is a trademark of Q Sound Labs. You get some sort of sounding that Capcom worked with. And there we go, there's Rockman X3. It's not the best game of the series, but it's still pretty good. It gets fun once you get more of the upgrades in the game. This PS1 version is pretty good overall. So it actually is pretty decent. I think it is a superior version of the game overall. I don't think Capcom seems to realize that, but it is. Ray Phoenix, signing out.